There are hundreds of videos on YouTube about Forex trading, and a lot of these show the glamorous side of trading, talking about the houses, the cars, the trips, etc. But there's some things that are not really talked about in the industry. So I decided to make this video and share some of these things and hopefully help you develop a better or a more accurate perspective about Forex trading. Hi, my name is Winnie and I make Forex trading related videos especially suited for beginners. If you're new here, kindly consider subscribing and hit that bell icon to get notified every time I drop a new video. Without further ado, let's get started. Let's jump right in with the first one, which is trading is not easy. So one would assume that you just need to press a buy or sell button to get into a trade. In as much that is true, a lot actually goes on behind the scenes. And I think the most important one is emotional control and awareness. So this is because your emotions can really work against you and affect your trading success. So let's say, for example, you're taking a position, a long position on a trade. Just the moment when you place that trade goes against you, starts going against you, and you're just seeing you're just seeing on the screen that you're just losing money. So what you decide to do is you decide to cut that trade and you exit your position at a loss, only for that trade to reverse and then goes right ahead and hits your take profit. So this has actually happened to me a lot of times over the course of my trading career. And I think one of the things that really helped me out is not only developing a trading plan, but actually following it. So nowadays, I know the areas of interest that I'm looking at. I know the type of setup I would like to see before I place a trade, and I know the area where I'm going to exit my position. So knowing this type of information helps you develop confidence and also stop you from acting as a result of your emotions. This brings me on to the second point, which is you need to put in the work. There is no substitute for hard work in Forex. So like I said earlier, hata kama that means that you only need to press a button for you to get into a position, a lot of things actually go into play before you take a trade. So whether you are self-taught or whether you have learned to trade from a Forex course, I think it's almost imperative for you to test the strategies out yourself. So this information, or rather, I think one of the things that's underrated is backtesting. And again, I speak things from my own experience. I think backtesting can really help you in the course of your trading journey. And from my own experience, I've found it can mostly help in two things. So number one is in terms of preparation, and number two is in terms of confidence. So in terms of preparation, let's say you've already identified a pair that you'd love to trade. You'd love to trade in the Forex market, and so you go back in time and you test the strategies out. You test how that pair actually behaves. So that information will help you even develop some scenarios that can happen, that can develop in the market. And for every scenario that develops, you already have a game plan beforehand. So if you see this, then you're going to do this. If you don't see this, then you're not going to do this. So these types of criteria helps in your decision making. And that brings me on to the second one, which is confidence. So already having tested the strategy and seen how they have worked in the past. So when similar setups develop right now in the market, you're not going to hesitate to take the position. Number three is there is no wrong way to trade. So different traders use different methods to trade. Some use technical analysis, others use fundamental analysis, and others combine these two. So I've talked about this in a previous video. I'll leave a link in the cards above as well as in the description box below. So I have come across traders who criticize the methods that each apply. So we have fundamental traders who might accuse technical traders because they believe that drawing lines on a chart cannot help to predict price direction. On the other hand, you have the technical traders who criticize the fundamental traders because they believe that the information that's published in news reports have been priced in the market. In my own opinion, I believe that there's no wrong way to trade. I believe that as long as you have a trading plan, you're executing it correctly, and you're managing your risk, I believe that you can become a consistently profitable trader. Number 4 is the perfect strategy does not exist. So a lot of new beginners get caught in this cycle of chasing after the perfect strategy. So after trying out a strategy for a few weeks and seeing that it's not giving you the type of results or the returns that you want, or after a few losses, you decide to ditch it and you move on to the next one. So I'm talking from experience because I've been through this and I want to save you the time and the energy in your journey. So I think one of the reasons why we hop from one strategy to another is we're trying to avoid losses. And the truth is, losses are inevitable in the Forex market. Even the best Forex traders experience losses time and time again. So having that awareness and that information, then I recommend to traders to stick to one strategy, give it room to breathe, and give it the time it needs for its edge to play out. So after a considerable amount of time, then you can be able to judge by yourself whether this strategy works or whether you want to move on to another one. But first, at least be patient and give it time. It brings me to point number 5, which is it's a numbers game. Now that we have understood that losses are part of the game, another important point we need to remember is that we do not really know the sequence of our wins and our losses. By that I mean that you can lose the first 3 trades and then win the next 2. Maybe the next week you can lose 1 trade and then you win another trade. Or maybe you can have 5 wins in a row before your first loss for the week. So you don't really know that sequence at which the wins or the losses are going to happen, and that is actually out of your control. But what is within your control is following your trading plan, the amount of money that you risk per trade, and how you manage your positions. So once you're able to do your part and play your part, and forgetting what you cannot control, you can let that trade develop as it will. If you've made it this far into the video, I truly appreciate you. Kindly remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.